crack. Alright. Yeah. Sheesh. Arriba. Okay, yeah.
Alright, what's good, y'all? We got our second episode of Gene Talks. I got my boy Ivvory in this bitch.
Cheers.
Yes, sir. Let's take a little shot, gang.
Cheers.
So basically, I'm gonna give y'all a rundown. Me and my boy been making music together since about 2017. We both went to school. We was balling up in South Dakota, going crazy. We basically got into music together. You feel me? We went to different states. I came back. We're both from Colorado. I had to go back home. He stayed up there and really took over the whole music scene in South Dakota. What they did, what Ivvory&Keyz did in South Dakota is huge. They got a huge fan base that they've grown. And just tell us about your childhood. We get into all that shit.
Yeah, man. Well, grew up, born in Dallas, Texas, and then moved to like Denver area when I was about 10 years old, and then, like you said, we went up to South Dakota in the Black Hills to play college football. Crazy thing is, man, is like I didn't even get into music till sophomore year of college.
Right.
It was the first time that I really started making music for real. When I was a little kid, I played the piano, and I thought that shit was lame. So I tried playing guitar instead. My hands were too small because I was like 7 years old.
Okay.
And then I never played another musical instrument. And I focused on football my whole life. And then when I got to college, music was just kind of therapy. We started making songs. Shout out Jay Deli. Started making songs with Deli.
Fact. Shout out my nigga Dels.
And a couple other people out there. And then obviously Keyz, Shandon, you know, was an all-conference wide receiver for us. And I was playing quarterback out there. So him and I became close. And he had already been doing his thing for what? Fucking
long before we knew him.
Since he was like 11. So he was already a good artist, and he kind of just like showed me the ropes.
Right.
But we were recording in the basement up there on Hardin Street in Gallatin.
Great times.
That shit was crazy. That was before I was Irish.
Definitely great times.
It was.
So, what other than music being therapy, like what really drew you to it? You know what I'm saying? A lot of people, music is therapy for a lot of people, but what really made you want to, you feel me, like really take on the art and do it yourself?
I think music is the only art that I feel confident in. I've always had like a creative side of me that I haven't shown much.
Right.
Just playing football and everything, like that's your life, man. Like college football is a job, doesn't matter what division you are. You're just focused on all the time. And you know, we weren't the greatest team up there. People weren't the biggest fan of me when we were losing games, and then they were a huge fan of me when we were winning.
Talk about it.
You know, and eventually, like, it just made me want to start creating some sort of art form that I was confident in, which I couldn't fucking draw for shit. I couldn't paint for shit. And music just kind of drew me in. Very therapeutic. Helped me through kind of all those times. You know, when we were in low spots up there, because everybody was on that team, in the middle of nowhere, essentially. So it helped me a lot in that sense, I would say.
Is there any similarities between music and sports, in your opinion? Like, is there anything that you see that you take it from sports that you put in music, or music that you put in sport? I don't know.
It's weird, man, because like I would almost say yes to anything else in life, because I relate everything to sports. But for some reason, I think in my mind, I purposely have separated music from sports because I didn't want it to be sports. I wanted to do something different. I wanted to see what I was like in a different realm. And sports, especially for us, I mean, we did team sports. It was a teamwork type thing. It was like get up and grind. With music, I can kind of do it at whatever pace I want.
Right.
Make exactly what I want, how I want it. It doesn't have to be a team effort, but the one thing I will say is performing a show and, you know, playing in a big game gives you that same feeling. You wake up in the morning, it's a game day feeling, you got butterflies and shit. And And I do like that a lot about music. It gives me kind of that competitive aspect to get, you know.
For sure. So talk to me about Keys.
Yep.
How you guys linked up, how you guys started doing music together, and just the journey y'all been on.
Shit, my freshman year when we went up there was a small group of guys that I started getting close with. And he was one of them. And then, like I said, with him being a wide receiver and me playing quarterback, we just spent every fucking day working. And I had listened to his music before I even stepped on campus.
Right.
He had that shit on SoundCloud with Black Notes from when he went to college there the first time, and I was super impressed. So I never expected myself to get into music. It was almost just kind of like I just ended up finding myself doing it one day. And now Shandon is, you know, a brother to me. His daughter's my goddaughter. And I think that what we do as Ivvory&Keyz is kind of, it feels like there's a comforting aspect to our music. Like people can relate. It's a sound that like seems, you find familiarity in it. But I couldn't name artists that sound like us, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
so it's a familiar sound to people, but you can't place it, you know? Plus we can do shit, anything. We make country rap songs, punk rock songs, punk rap songs,
Talk about it.
singing songs,
Talk about it.
shit talking songs,
Talk
new
about it.
school, old school, whatever you want, bro. I mean, top to bottom,
Versatile.
anything. So
is it safe to say that y'all are artists and not rappers?
correct, yeah. When people ask what genre it is, it's just I don't know what to fucking tell them. It's just kind of music, you know. And I think I will say that kind of hinders us a little bit too, though. Most artists that make it, like, they get big off of their sound. You know what I'm saying? Like you can name any artist right now, and they kind of have their like niche,
Right.
and their sound, and like we keep putting out a different type of sound every
Y'all are still
time.
finding ourselves. Y'all are still
Yeah.
exploring.
Yeah, man. But I mean, that being said, we put up good numbers, and meeting him in college and going through all those losses. I mean, my freshman year we lost every game, you know that. And coming back the next year, going 7-4, and then finishing college ball together and everything. I mean, bro, that creates any football team. Like, we got a brotherhood now. So to make music with him is nice. I don't got to worry about no drama or, you know, somebody switching up for money or fame or whatever.
So do you think the music is what made you guys so close, or would you guys have been close regardless if you guys weren't doing music together?
We were close regardless, but music made us closer for sure.
For sure.
For sure, man. It's just a whole different, I mean, getting in the studio, you know, like with your close friend and just finding a beat, figuring out what you want to talk about, just kind of, like you said, creating art. It's like seeing a painting in real time. It's just like, and to do that with somebody else, which we've been able to, you know, you and I have been able to do that together on Doctor, with that song Doctor. We've done, you know, some songs with Trey Works, some songs with Lavender, and a lot of other people too that we just haven't dropped yet. And just kind of that feeling of being in the studio, creating something is just a, you know, you can't really explain it.
How is it making songs, like you guys make songs together, how is it when you add another person to it? Like, is it a challenge? Is it hard to try to blend with the other person's sound, or like, you know what I'm saying? How is that?
Actually, I love it, man. It's cool because, like I said, both him and I, you know, we can kind of take on whatever sound or genre that we need to. So bringing somebody else into the studio, we just kind of look at each other and we're like, you know, let them run with it. We'll usually let them find a beat, or we'll find something that they like to make their sound, you know, and then we just kind of see what we can do with it.
Right.
But I like it, man. I just like making music. I just feel like my whole life with sports and everything, like there was a ton of pressure and stress, and music's just kind of like a release. It's just, and you can still go hard with it. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like you can just be lazy with the shit, but it's still a release.
Right.
It's nice. It's nice, man.
It's definitely nice.
I'd like to pop off, you know, in Denver a little bit and see what the scene's like down here, but
Most definitely.
it's just, you know, we gotta build a foundation first, unfortunately for us.
Promoters book my boys.
Ivvory&Keyz. Ivvory with 2 V's, Keys with a Z. Look it up.
Amazing show.
But we're building a foundation right now in the small town of Spearfish, South Dakota. And the hopes are that one day, you know, everybody in that little ass town will be VIP backstage at some big ass show. You know, and it's just kind of building a little bit of a community aspect to our fan base. And, you know, the people that do rock with us the long way, it's easy to tell. And I just don't know how we do in a big city. It's tough, man. Like, I want to be confident, but you know, you're going from being a big fish in a small pond to just trying to, you know, stick out.
Yeah. Music, guys.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers still don't know that. Even if you were South Dakota, you still don't know Drake was fire.
Mm-hmm.
You still gonna know Lil Wayne's and shit. You know what I'm saying? It ain't gonna really, you know what I'm saying?
You know,
You gonna know what good music is. Oh, shit. Let me see something.
It's still recording.
Okay. Keep watching that for me. I'm gonna cut this part out.
Can I have a vape?
Yeah.
I think we plugged it in.
I did plug it in. That shit's charging.
I told you I'd let you know.
Alright. Please let me know, because I don't want to like be asking questions and then it's like we gotta redo it and then it's unnatural.
Is it supposed to be blinking like that? Like red?
Mm-hmm.
Is it blinking?
Yeah.
Is that what
No,
it's
there's
supposed
like a little light here that blinks when it's being used.
Oh yeah, it's good.
I don't know.
Alright.
It just looks familiar,
It's
like
going
I've
rather
seen
well, I
it
feel
on
like.
YouTube or
Yeah.
something. Or on Reddit.
Alright. Lock back. Alright, so what music are you listening to? What's Ivvory listening to nowadays?
Oh, fuck. If I'm being honest with you, man, I put together 2 playlists recently that I've just been vibing with right now. One of them is like a 280 song playlist that I named The Songs That Made Us.
Okay.
And it's for everybody that's about our age, born in the mid to late 90s. You know, that T-Pain shit. You got anything from Tupac on there to the Black Eyed Peas to, I mean, anything you can think of that's a little bit more old school, but it's kind of, you know, it's not 90s.
Right.
It's just that 2000s vibe.
Old to 2000.
Flo Rida, shit like that.
Okay.
And so I got that
Okay.
whole playlist that I'm just kind of listening to the stuff that we grew up on to find motivation again, some inspiration. And then I made another playlist that's,
So yeah, what are the 2 songs? What are 2 songs, you feel me, that you gonna play in your car every day? First 2 songs you gonna slap in the whip.
fuck, man. Whatever is the newest shit that I've made,
Okay.
I spam that shit.
That's reasonable.
You know what I'm saying? I fucking play that shit until my ears bleed.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever the newest song is that I made that I want to listen to, figure out what I want to change, or if I'm just vibing with it, that'll always be played. And then probably my guy J. Cole.
Okay.
Anything off those old tapes, Friday Night Lights. Even some of his, I mean, he just don't miss in my opinion, man. He's just different. So probably somewhere in there, but also I was a big fan of Polo G there for a long time when he came up.
Okay.
I like listening to him. He's got kind of our vibe, Ivvory&Keyz type shit that we like to rock with, and then something outside of the rap genre, just to keep me fresh. You know, you can always pull inspiration from other genres too.
Right.
And if my girlfriend's in the car, you better believe Meg the fucking Stallion's being played.
Next.
Meg the Stallion.
Okay. So you made me think of something. You said you started talking about after you make a song, you like to spam it.
Yeah.
Can you tell me about like your recording process? Because I know about your recording process, but I know that your recording process is way different than the majority of people's recording process.
It is, and I think
Yeah, talk about it.
if there's anybody that's listening to this that is just starting with music, and kind of just wants to get a feel for how you sound, what your voice is like, do not go to a studio yet. We, to this day, we've been making music for over like 3 years, and you know, we're not huge, but we do well. And we still, to this day, record in a bedroom with a Yeti podcast microphone on GarageBand. That's just how we've always done it. That's how I've always done it. We don't use a whole lot of pitch correction or auto-tune, which GarageBand doesn't really have much of. But
They're on GarageBand. You
yeah,
gotta listen to their music.
Yeah.
Ivvory&Keyz.
I bet you won't
I'ma
be able
put
to
the
tell
link.
the difference.
Put the link.
Yeah, I bet you won't be able to tell the difference. And I do pride myself and ourselves in that, just because it forced us to really focus on how our voice sounds. We can't make a lot of changes to it.
Facts.
And that being said, the changes we do make, we are mix and mastering our own stuff. So we're kind of almost our own mini engineer.
Right.
And it just teaches you a lot about the process. If I were to go into a studio right now, I would be able to have a feeling and a sense of what they're doing to manipulate, you know, the sounds and our voices and
Right.
why it sounds the way it does and shit like that. And I wouldn't have been able to do that if I just hopped into a studio right off the bat. So I always recommend to people, if you're just getting started, man, do it on your own first. Because anybody can just walk into a booth, say some shit without any, you know, without being particular about how it's coming out, and letting the engineer do the hard work on the back end. Man, like your voice, you want your voice to sound good right now.
I feel that.
Up front,
I
you
feel
go do
that.
a show, you can't just,
You can't rely on
right,
the.
you can't rely
Your
on
engineer ain't
auto-tune.
gonna be there to make your voice magically sound good. That's true. That's
Yeah.
very true. That's a
Yeah.
good point. That's a very good point. So, would you be willing to record in the studio?
Oh, absolutely,
Or would
man.
it be uncomfortable because you always?
No, I would love to, man. I mean, that's the goal. You know, like the goal is to make it and to be recording in the best studio I can find, and having the best engineer I can find. And I know that Keyz wants to do the same shit. It's just a matter of getting there. He knows a hell of a lot more about the mix and mastering process than I do. He's kind of who taught me. He's really the OG in this shit. You know what I mean? Like, I think people kind of sleep on him because he almost did his own thing back in like 2010, 2011.
Right.
With a whole different name, Black Notes, whole different group. And now that we came up as Ivvory&Keyz, people are assuming this is kind of his first go at it. This motherfucker's been going at it for a long time.
Being right.
And he's got a lot of knowledge, so. Plus he just knows how to make hits, man. It's just, it's impressive. I lucked out having somebody I can work with in that sense, but I would love to record in the studio. I know he would too. It's just a matter of getting in there, you know. Which we got to.
Facts.
We got to.
We got to do a whole bunch of shit. And
Sure,
we
sure.
get in the studio. And you already know.
Yeah.
This day today. We ain't gonna talk about that. So tell me what's going on in life now.
Not much, man. Still living up in South Dakota. I just got a serving job up there, very modest living, but for right now, it makes sense for my life. And you can do music from anywhere now. I remember listening to an interview, I think it was Jack Harlow, and I think he specifically named the state of Wyoming and was just saying, like, you can really make it from anywhere. You know, social media and the internet and everything, you can blow up on TikTok at any time, Twitter at any time, YouTube at any time. It's like, if I can make music in South Dakota, be happy out there. Slow pace of life, people are genuine. It's the one thing I can't fucking stand about Denver is everybody act too fucking cool for everybody. Sick of that shit. None of y'all are cool, none of y'all are from fucking Cali.
Talk about it.
Just fucking chill out, man. Just fucking be a nice person, it's not hard.
Shout out, be a good person.
For real.
Facts.
But yeah, life's good, man. I'm not really headed anywhere specific right now, but just grinding, working on music.
Very. So, where do you see yourself 5 years from now, as far as music and as far as music?
I think I've accepted at this point that no matter what I'm doing in my future, I'll be making music. At what level that is, I'm unsure of. I have confidence in our abilities and just like the music we put out, the people who are big fans of us, you know, they're like what they say about our music and our lyrics and how it impacts them. That's all I need, bro. I know that shit sounds cheesy, but it's just, you know, to be able to continue to make high quality music with not a lot of resources. Eventually, I think it'll hit the right ears and someone will give us a shot. But if they don't, man, like, I'll make music till I fucking die, right? You know what I'm saying? So I don't care. And if it's a fan base of 5 people that are just the biggest fans of Ivvory&Keyz for the rest of my life, then shout out those 5 people, and I will continue to make music for those people. And no matter how big it grows, it's the same mindset.
There's never gonna be 5.
Nah, I mean,
He's the biggest rapper in South Dakota.
there's probably 7 rappers in South Dakota, so I wouldn't get too cocky, but
Nah, it's more than the biggest one. So what can your fans expect from Ivvory&Keyz, and what do you want to see from your fans actually?
from our fans, man, just the support. I think that like it kind of gets repetitive when you got homies that are making music and they're always asking for reposts and, you know, go like this and comment on this, but it takes 5 seconds and it's literally our fucking livelihood.
Right.
So just anytime that if anyone's a fan of our music, just repost it and send it to your friends. Give it a listen more than once. Put it on playlists so when you're at a party or a function or on a boat or driving in the car, other people can hear that shit. Who is this? You know, Shazam that shit. Just any way that we can get in front of people and make some sort of an impact. And then, like I said, shout out our fans. They are real deal, man. You just came out, did a show with us up there. I mean, you see every time how they pop out for us.
Everybody pops out.
Everybody. Man.
Everybody pops out for Ivvory&Keyz.
I mean, we waited around for like a year and a half in between shows, and it was still nut to butt in that bitch. So just continued support would be the answer. Did you steal this shit?
Nah, I just didn't take it off.
Oh shit.
But oh yeah, what can the fans expect from y'all?
We have a shit ton of unreleased music, man. We got some really depressing shit. We got some really uplifting shit. I think for the summer we'll probably go uplifting.
Okay.
Once that seasonal depression hits, we'll hit them with some sad shit.
Okay.
Really fucking play with their minds and shit. But what I'd like to do is get a video soon, and then what is cool is both me and Keyz have made our own stuff over the years, but we haven't released any of it. So we officially are going to be starting our own pages on Spotify, YouTube, Apple Music. He started up his own Instagram for his solo stuff. I got my personal Instagram for my solo stuff. So we are going to start releasing some of our solo music, which will be cool, just because when we make music together, it sounds like it meshes really well and we complement each other. But our solo shit is fucking completely different.
Okay.
So just to kind of show people, you know, what I can do on my own, what he can do on his own. And hopefully the goal is to create a fan base individually and bring that back to Ivvory&Keyz.
Right.
And just kind of build that fan base up as well. So that's what you should expect. Expect some solo stuff from both of us. Hopefully some new videos, some features. And yeah, I mean, we're just, like I said, we just got to keep grinding, pushing stuff out. If anybody is a graphic designer that I can hit up and you can get cover art made in 48 hours, fucking DM me. Because this shit's ridiculous too. I have to make my own shit now on some free fuck. Yeah.
Cover art specialists.
Yeah.
Producers.
Just let us know, man.
Everybody.
I think that's the hardest part is we just can't find people to make art, so I gotta throw together some weak ass shit on some free platform.
Facts.
You know I'm not lying.
Fuck, what the hell did I want to ask you?
What can we expect from you?
What?
Yeah.
I mean, expect from me? Shit.
Flip the script.
More motherfucking interviews, more music videos, more shows. Shit. A bunch of shit. I'm out here.
You're gonna get in the studio next time.
For sure.
I'm coming back out here in a couple months.
Yeah, so shit. What advice do you have for anybody who wants to goddamn make some music and you feel me, make noise wherever they're at if they're in a small town?
Yeah, that's a good fucking question actually. Being from bigger areas and then moving to a small area, it definitely gave me perspective. It just kind of, it really changes the way you look at life. I don't fucking know where I
You
was.
said if you want to be a content creator.
Oh yeah.
That's just
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah, if you're in a small town and it's hard to build confidence, you know, to be a content creator or a musician or artist or something because you're not in a bigger area, you don't have a lot of followers, whatever, man, just fucking do it. See what happens. I will say being in a small town has completely made me stop giving a shit about what anyone thinks. I do not care anymore. I don't care who you think you are. I don't care where you're from. It's all love from this side, and it's just kind of, when you live in a small area, you can't be a dick to somebody because you're going to see them tomorrow. And I think that's a good mindset for life. I think that's a good mindset for music, man.
Right.
It's just kind of like figure out a way to just be your genuine version of yourself. Stay self-motivated. Don't let other people distract you or fuck you up in any way. And again, start with GarageBand. Start with something simple. Learn how to do it on your own. You don't got to put a lot of money into it. If you have a laptop and a podcast microphone, a Yeti microphone, and a pair of headphones, that's all you fucking need to start up. That's still what I use to this day. So just see what happens, man. And I didn't start releasing music. I mean, we didn't start releasing music for two and a half years probably.
Right.
You know? I mean, it's like, you don't gotta make your first song and put it out. Give yourself room to fail. Like, go make some shitty songs, like, alone.
And also, not only is Ivvory&Keyz rappers, they're professional rappers. They get paid to do what they do. Can you talk to them about that? You know what I'm saying? They brought me out for 2 different shows. You know what I'm saying? They're giving opportunities for other artists. Yeah, talk to the people about that.
I mean, shout out my guy. Shout out Cozy Kodak. He came out for his first performance. He killed it. You know, Genie killed it. Trey Works always kills it, man. Him and Toon Gotti, 2 of the best performers I've seen. And it's you know, just creating relationships. Like for us, we have a couple of connections out in South Dakota that are willing to, you know, pay us to come out and put on a show. And we want to just at least get people that, you know, we fuck with, get them in front of a different crowd. You drove out here from Denver to go up there, and I already had people talking about you when you pulled up. So it's just, you know, one day Trey Works will have a show and he'll invite us out, and you'll headline some shit and you'll invite us out, and it's just kind of spreading the love. But as far as getting paid, it doesn't mean much right now. It's nice just to line your pockets a little bit.
I mean, it means, you put in work. You mean you put in your you put in a lot of time. Fuck.
Yeah.
Nah, but y'all put in, you feel me, as an artist, you put in a lot of time and effort, and a lot of the times it goes completely, you don't get shit for it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
I mean, bro,
it is big. It's big.
It is. No, it feels great, man. I think there's a fine line between me, like, being satisfied and saying, like, yeah, it's nice to get paid for a show, and also being like, you know, we see ourselves doing way bigger things.
Right.
So it's somewhere in the middle, man. It's just like, you gotta appreciate like what has come thus far, but if you're satisfied now, then we'll never make
Right,
it
you can
past
never
you.
be satisfied.
Yeah, so I think it's nice. It's a good way to give opportunities to other people. It's a good way for us to continue to, you know, make some noise just in our quote unquote hometown. Neither one of us are from there, but that's kind of where we started as musicians. So That's kind of our real true fan base, which is dope.
I got a tough question.
Yeah.
Alright. You can either answer this question or you gotta do 10 push-ups. Who's a better rapper? You?
Oh, Keyz.
That easy?
Hands down.
That easy?
Hands down. I don't want to hear shit from nobody.
Alright, there we have it.
Hands down.
There we fucking have it.
That is the
There we
OG.
fucking have it. This is the second episode of Genie Talks. Let them know how to
Yeah.
listen to your music and find you on social.
Social media, Instagram, Ivvory&Keyz official. Same with Twitter. You can find me at R-almost16 on Twitter and Instagram. Those are my personals. You got an Ivvory&Keyz official TikTok as well now. Just tap in with us, man. Let us know what you think. We're on YouTube, Apple Music, Spotify, fucking Pandora, fucking Amazon, and everything you can think of. So, yeah, just let us know what you think, man. Check us out. I think we got a little bit of something for everybody, you know. Let's end it with a cheers. Shout out, thanks for having me on, my
Yes,
boys.
sir.
So I'm finna get it crackin'. Alright. Yeah. Sheesh. Arriba. Okay, yeah.